Welcome to another Stage Analysis video. It's Wednesday the 25th of October 2023. With all the turmoil going on in the stock market, I thought it'd be interesting to do a group focus video for this week's midweek video on what's been going on this week with the crypto coins, as we've seen a stage 2 continuation breakout in Bitcoin, which in turn has obviously helped propel some of the secondary altcoins higher as well. And it's been a dominant theme over the last few months, with it obviously starting to expand from the lows back in early September. So I thought it'd be a good idea to start off this midweek video with a group focus on some of the crypto coins. I've ordered them by, if we go into here, by market cap, so we can just go through some of the major ones. There's obviously major ones. There's lots of altcoins that you could obviously look at, but I've just done it through probably the 20 or 30 or so of the coins. But starting off today's video with a look at Bitcoin here. So we go back to the data window on that to get rid of some of the noise. So you can see Bitcoin earlier in the year broke out into stage 2. It was a very quick move into stage 2, an early move. It had this, he was developing a broader base structure, had a massive terminal shakeout on the FTX breakdown. That was the week that happened. Then consolidated in a very tight pattern for multiple months before reversing back through the 30-week moving average. So obviously flushed out a lot of people at that point. And then came back up, and we had an early stage 2 breakout attempt, still within the broader structure here. He had a major back up to the 30-week moving average and recovered and made an initial continuation. So take that point onwards, you can see obviously it's held, moved out into stage 2, and then started to fall back below in August and started to show some early stage 3 characteristics at this point. So this area through here actually started to turn towards stage 3, what we consider early stage 3. But now with the continuation breakout this week, it's now made a move back into stage 2 again. So you can often see that in stocks, different asset classes, etc. You don't always, when you move to stage 3, end up turning to stage 4. Obviously, sometimes it can recover back into stage 2 again. So the stages don't have to go in a sequential order. You can often go from 1 to 2 to 3 back to 2 again, and vice versa. At the other end of the scale, you can go from 4 to 1 to 4 again. It doesn't necessarily have to, just because it moved into stage 1, go into stage 2. It can always drop back into stage 4 again. We've seen that with a lot of stocks this year. So Bitcoin obviously having a very strong move over the last week, up 14.69% on the week so far. Obviously that in turn has pushed its SATA score up to a strong, what we call a SATA 9 here. So you can see the bottom of the chart down here shows the SATA score up to a 9. If I've got it on the chart in the background as well. Another way you can use the SATA indicator is as a background colors. So if you tick on the background colors when you go into the settings, so you can then see what's going on. Green is 7 and above, red is 3 and below, and blue is 4 to 6 range. So red is obviously weak, blue is neutral, and green is strong. So you can see with the breakout attempt this week as well, so highlighted by the breakouts and breakdowns bar there, also pushing up to a SATA score of 9. So it's the strongest score it's been now since back in March and early April time. We move on to Ethereum. See, in turn, with Bitcoin moving higher with stage 2 continuation, Ethereum is still in stage 3 here. So it did make a stage 2 breakout attempt earlier in the year. This week here is where it started to move out into stage 2 back in March, but didn't make huge amount of progress. You can see it actually did. It only had a 20% or so move before starting to go sideways for multiple months, and then at this point here started to develop into early stage 3. So technically you could argue with the moves here and the 30-week moving average starting to roll over, technically may have entered into early stage 4 and starting to be turning back again now. So with a slight higher high here in the near term, if it can start to get back above some some of the nearer term pivots. This one, significant bar particularly. If it can start to break back above this area, obviously then could make a stage 2 continuation. But at the moment, this is remaining in stage 3. But if we got to the daily chart, you can see it has had a very strong move over the last week, which is a change of behavior. See on the lower daily time frame here, you can see it's broken out of the base after a spring and a test follow through move. So a sign of strength out of a classic Wyckoff type structure. You've got selling climax, automatic rally, secondary testing, some up thrusting. See spring attempt, now a sign of strength. So be looking for this. It's right at its 200-day moving average at the moment to obviously develop in the backup range and start to push out higher again. Get back to the weekly time frame on these. Drop next to